Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on SoundBridge YouTube channel. My name is Marco and I'll be your host in this video. And in this video I'm going to show you how you can create an amazing drum and bass beat inside of the SoundBridge by using RitMix. Before we start, I would really like to ask you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can notify you about our upcoming videos. In this video I'm going to show you how you can create something sounding like this. So the first thing I want to do, I want to search for RitMix. Alright, I'm going to drag and drop it inside. So as we are able to see, it loads really fast, which is in my opinion really important when it comes for all the tools that we use, as if they don't interrupt our creative flow or our inspiration, then they are helping us in a way to express our ideas way faster. As I want to create a drum and bass beat, I will just click on the kits over here and I will search for liquid drum and bass and I will load it. So now I have a drum and bass beat. As I'm having the Midi keyboard in front of me, I can start straight away. Now just if I loaded the kit, it loaded also the sequence. Basically it loaded the beat. If this is good enough for you, or if it's interesting enough, you can use this as the sequence. You can modify a little bit and then continue with another element. But I want to create my own beat and that way be more creative and experiment a little bit with it. So what I can do, if I click this bin over here, it will delete, but it will delete only the kick because the kick is selected. The rest of the elements are still marked and the whole sequence will be playing without this first kick because I deleted it. But if I hold Control or Command on Mac and click this bin, it's gonna completely delete the whole sequence. If I press Space now, it will not play anything because there are any information inside of it. What I can do, I can record it right now, but I can turn on the metronome and count in order to record my ideas a bit better. So I will rewind this on the beginning and I want now to record my own pattern to it as I initialize the whole sequence. I armed already, I pressed here record and I turned on the metronome and count as I want to record the best as possible the whole pattern. So I will press space right now. Now I was able to record the whole pattern as I created a loop of 2 bars long. As you can see, there are 2 sequences, as the RitMix is a 16-step sequencer, which means it's going to have a 16 steps, but we have 2 sequences, and then by selecting this arrow, it means it's going to move from first sequence to another one, and that way we extended to like 2 times 16 steps. So as I pressed the record over here and I pressed space, it was looping in a 2 bars, which means on these 2 first sequences. And I first recorded only the kick and the snare, and then I was adding one by one, and then I was able to create and kind of jam, which is pretty good when it comes for creative work, as somehow if we play it a little bit and then we have the whole idea, it kind of really fits to the whole creative zone. So this is how we could record the whole sequence and drum programming inside the RitMix itself. But let's say that if I start stretching my arrangement, I want to have a certain changes in a certain parts of a track. In that case, I would always have a Midi file, and I will show you how you can do it. So I'm gonna initialize this. I'm gonna turn off the record because I don't want to record anything inside of the RitMix right now, as I want to use a Midi file to play my drum beat, and I will create an empty Midi block and I will start programming. So for drum and bass, the easiest way that if I mark the snare straight away, let's say this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I will put this kick at the beginning and play this from the beginning. Okay. And I can also record it straight away inside of the MIDI channel itself. Like, I will just find the right sample. This one I was looking for, so. So now I have a MIDI file, which I can now, let's say, duplicate, I can loop it, I can put a loop, I can extend it, and I can go and modify these drum patterns in certain parts of a track and create a variety, and also create the breaks and whatsoever. I also looked for some interesting samples, so what I did here, I just went to initialize the kit, and the kit was empty, and now I have loaded my own samples inside of it. So I found the samples that I was looking for on the loop cloud, so I found the kick. And now I can create completely customized drum beat as well. So I'm gonna use the MIDI file this time. So I'm just going to be kick, and it's going to be snare, right? Snare, 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 snare. So what I did in here is that I had this closed hi-hat, which sounds really nice. This one is also like a shaker. And I loaded the same one in two different pads. But for this other one, I went into the edit and I shortened it up. I made a bit slightly curve. And what I did, I pitched it down for 2 seminotes, because now I have a different variation of the same hi-hat. It's gonna help me to create a really nice drum pattern. So I'm gonna put this one, something like this. All right, I'm gonna duplicate that. So now the drum beat sounds like. But this second one, which I pitched, I can edit, and I can also shorten it up a little bit more. Just gonna go to edit. I'm gonna put the sustain all the way down, and I'm gonna shorten it up a little bit. So these are the two same hi-hats, just one is pitched down for 2 seminotes, because I can have the variation. And they're gonna help me to create a little bit more interesting drum and bass beat. So now when they play, and then again over here, and create something that's a bit more interesting. Then I can load the bass line, let's say using the Vital or something like this. And I will load, I already have prepared one preset. Yeah, so something like this. Now, because it's pretty generic, one of the key options and really amazing one inside of the SoundBridge is the humanizer. So I can select the pad, this one, the hi-hat, and I can go to edit window, and I can turn on the humanizer, where I can change the pitch a little bit. I can also add a little bit of time and also the volume. It means it's gonna humanize the whole sequence. Now, because the snare is really short, maybe we can add a little bit of a reverb to it. So I can go to the edit window on the snare. I can extend it to be in the full length. And I can set a little bit of the signal to the reverb. Also, I can go to effects and I can control the reverb as well. So let's say high cut to be the bass boost. And what I can do to the whole pads, to the hi-hat, let's say, I can go to the edit, humanizer, maybe the time a little bit less, the pitch also not that much. I can extend it a bit. Also for the kick, I will just reduce it, decay all the way up, so stand. And I can add a little bit of a delay to the hi-hat. Right, that's the one. And I will set these to FX and I will change the delay time to 1/8 dot. Mixer, right? So this is how you can create an amazing drum and bass beats and the whole tracks inside of the SoundBridge. Also, using RitMix is really powerful as it gives us tons of the options that we can customize and control our samples. And if you like this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe and click that notification bell so you can be notified about our upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon with another video. Bye!